What's up, people? YouTube land. Uh, 9 to 5 runaways, no boss lifestyle. Um, kind of doing this video because I want to talk about dealing with people and situations in your past that you haven't yet resolved, and it can be hard, especially in a situation where you felt like you looked like the bad person, and you felt like you could have done better, or the person may have been so traumatized or in depth in their situation they couldn't see what you had going on in your life, or didn't even stop to ask. I talked to someone last night, from my past. Well, I talked to someone who I dealt with the situation with in my past, and they were angry with me because how a situation had turned out. They blamed me for it. I left them hanging. What are some other things that people do? Um, you know, um, I mean, you have to accept it. Accept whatever happened. Accept whatever happened, and then you have to take the blame. Take the blame for it. No matter how you break down the situation, take the blame, because no matter what, you probably could have performed better. And I'm just telling you from my personal experience, this is what I got out of it. This is how to avoid that for next time. It's better to prevent fires than putting out fires. And last night I got in touch with this person, and I was putting out a fire, when if I had acted as such, I could have prevented a fire, but I didn't. So, first, I think you need to accept it, apologize for it, apologize to the person. If you can't contact the person, because that will really help. They might not even care anymore, but you know what I'm saying? It's more for you. It's more for you, and they may call you selfish when you tell them that. I'm apologizing to you for me, But here's the thing. You have to take accountability for the things that you've done, whether they're your fault or not. If you're involved and you could have performed better, then you owe it to yourself to apologize to that person, and to take accountable. Take yourself accountable for the things that you've done. Or your performance. I'll say that. Your performance. You might have done anything, but you could have contributed, but you kept your mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I talked to this person last night. They were still angry with me. Nothing I said could have made them feel better about me, in which that was not my point in calling. I wasn't calling or texting, because we were texting. I didn't get in contact with this person to change their opinion on me, because I can't go back and change the past. I can only do better in the future. And I called this person to admit my mistakes and my faults. And I told him, I say, hey, I could have done better. And when in horrible situations, it's how you perform afterwards. What do you do to get out of that situation that makes you a better person for next time, or a better person just period? And what I came to realize was that some people just don't want to accept it. They don't want to accept that you accepted it. And this person felt that I was taking the blame for them. And I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm doing it for you, but I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for mainly me, because I'm working on me. Personal development is something that I think is really important to people, and well, not to people. To me, I think it's it's good that we should focus on personal development because two sick people can't help each other. It's kind of like a joke that Kevin Hart said. You know, I laughed at it at first, but then I thought about it. You know, in relative terms to life. It was one of his first little DVDs where he said, you know, they was in a club and he had a bodyguard or a friend, or I forgot if it was a friend or his bodyguard. But I want to say it was his friend, him and his friend, and his friend got knocked out. He got punched out. They was in the club. They was getting kicked out by some bouncers. His friend got punched out, and he wanted to his friend when his friend came to, you know, of course they were gone, and you know they left already. His friend asked him, "Why didn't you help me? Why didn't you jump in?" And his answer was, "Well, if I got knocked out too, who was gonna help who?" You know, that's how stuff happens to people when when you ain't got nobody to help you, or if he would have been alone, he could have been, ain't no telling what would have happened. You know, and that's kind of the thing. Like, if I'm going through something and you going through something, and you're just so much in denial that I have what you need and I just have it to give it for you, I have it to give, you know, and I don't, you know, that's something that you need to deal with because, you know, I'm telling you, I don't have nothing, and I told this person 3 different times that, you know, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You know, I'm trying to help myself, and at that time, you know, I was moving out of my condo, and I was going through some things. My trucking business wasn't going right, and you know, this person is asking me for money. You know, I'm not gonna say the person's name because that's between me and this person, but this situation, you know, you can be helped by the situation. So I thought I'd bring it to YouTube and tell y'all, you know, what are my thoughts and how I reacted and what I'm gonna do if it ever happens again. And you know, this person just knew at that time that, you know, I had what they needed and I didn't, and there was no way for me to explain. Sorry, there was no way for me to explain to this person, no way for me to convince this person that I did not have it. So I ceased contact with this person because, you know, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. If I have it, I'll give it. But if I don't have it, then I can't give it. Period. If you don't have it, you can't give it. That's all there is to it. And, you know, like I said, this person's still mad at me, you know, and even after I told him, hey, I'm a new person now. I'm working on myself. Well, I've been working on myself, you know. And this is when I first started reading the books, starting watching the lectures, taking my notes, trying to become a better person in general. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, if I would have been the person I am now back then, the situation would have been totally different. You know, I can perform better in situations now because I'm critiquing myself and I'm trying to be the best me that I can be. And yeah, this person just can't see that. They just can't see that, and no matter what I say to them, it's always a negative comeback, or, you know, there's never nothing positive coming out of the situation. You know, and if you keep bringing up something to somebody, and if you keep, because I like when people say that they're over stuff, but then again, they still send you long paragraph text messages. They still, you know, you're not over it yet. That's all they're saying, that you're not over it yet. And